What is going on, guys? It is time. It is time, Monday, 6 o'clock Central. And we are back in the house, guys. We are back in the house. Come on in. While you guys are coming in, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you share this video with your peoples. You got to do it because we are growing, guys. Guess what, man? I am excited. I am very excited. Guess what happened to me over this past weekend? Well, but I will get to my personal stuff in a second. But guess what happened? And with you guys' support, we are at 50,000 subscribers, guys. 50,000 subscribers on the Elevate to the Unknown YouTube channel. Can you believe that? Can you absolutely believe that? 50,000? What? I had no idea. I had no idea I was going to get to 50,000. I wanted to get to 50,000 last year, but you know what? We're at 50,000 and we blew through 50,000, guys. We blew through it. What's up, Mitch? Go ahead and get your lemonade, your strawberry lemonade ready, my man. What's going on, my man? We are in the house. I'm drinking some premium seltzer, cranberry clementine. That's what we're doing. This is by HEB. Oh, no, this is bipolar, whoever it is, but it's actually a really good sparkling water. Fantastic, my man. Fantastic. But guys, we are at 50,000 subs, man. This channel is growing. I can't believe it. I never would have thought that I would have had 50,000 subscribers on this channel when I first started. Actually, you know what? I did think I would have it. I thought I was going to have it earlier, but you know what? Things take time. Things take time. But the whole point of it is that I had a vision that I was going to eventually get there. And I told you guys I was going to get there too. I told you guys I was going to get there. And here we are at 50,000, 50,200. I told my wife the other day I was at 48,000, right? It's like, babe, within about a month, I'll probably be at 50,000. It happened in 4 days. Crazy how the universe works sometimes. You give the universe what they are asking for, and they're going to reward you with what they want. They're going to reward you for giving them what they want. That's exactly what happens. And it's taken me a long time to go and figure this out. It's taken me a long time to figure this out on this whole YouTube journey. And many of you guys have been here with me rocking the entire time. Mitch in the house. We got Maurice in the house. We got NC Realtor in the house. We got Casual Economist in the house. Good to see you guys, man. Yeah, we are at the 50,000 subs. We are on our way to 100. Hopefully I can get that silver YouTube play button this year. That'll be amazing if I get to 100,000 this year. That's my goal. That is my goal, is to get to 100,000 this year. I don't know if I can make it happen, but we're going to sure as heck give it a shot. We are sure going to give it a shot, man. And with your support, we will get there. I will tell you that right now. With your support, we will get there. And I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, especially on this Monday evening. When I get on here to give you guys the game on what's going on in the world and ways that you can improve your career and things that we can just have conversations about. I was on a phone call with a good buddy of mine this past Sunday. We was just talking about YouTube. We was talking about our journey. I was telling him how, I didn't get serious on YouTube until about 2022. I was posting here. I started the channel in 2018, but I didn't get serious until 2022. And then I started to get consistent, become more disciplined, post at least 2 times a week. Then I got on a schedule. Then I paid for an editor. Then I paid for a thumbnail creator. Then I paid for a script writer. That's when you really start to take it serious. And then even then, you realize sometimes you're not rewarded for the efforts that you put out there. YouTube can be a losing business. That's why a lot of people, when they get into this game, they think that it's going to generate a whole bunch of money, but it can be a losing business. I've lost money by having a YouTube channel before. Just by having a YouTube channel. If I didn't monetize myself the correct way, I would be losing money by having a YouTube channel, because my expenses for what I put into YouTube does not pay me enough to cover my expenses, right? Just the channel I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all the other things like affiliates and all the other extra income streams that you can use when you have a YouTube channel. And if you were part of the Patreon, you would gain this game. You would really get this game. But in general, if you start a YouTube channel and you invest into it, just like any other business, you are going to lose money. It's just on the YouTube channel from paying an editor. My editor, I pay him $472 a week, right? So that's close to almost $2,000 a month just for making 2 videos a week for me. That's 8 videos in a month. He does my thumbnails too. Then I pay my script writer about $1,000 a month, right? So that's a lot of money. My channel sometimes don't make $1,000 a month. This is what it is sometimes. Sometimes it does. I can get a video that goes super hot and super viral. And before you know it, we popping. But anyway, we are at $50,000, 50,000 subscribers. I said $50,000, 50,000 subscribers. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Brother Damien's in the house. Good to see you, my brother. I chilled with Damien this past weekend. It was a good freaking weekend, man. It was an absolutely fantastic weekend. But what's up, everyone? What is going on, everyone? Good to see you all in the house. Come on into the party. We got a good show for you guys. But before we get into the show, I wanted to celebrate the 50,000 subscribers. Not only that, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys filled out a college basketball bracket? Are you guys watching and following the NCAA tournament? I am. I got to say I am. My sisters were in the town last week. And one of the things that we like to do, we like to compete. We like to compete at spades. We like to compete. So I said, let's go ahead and fill out a bracket. I set up the bracket. My sisters are in. Teresa's in, my wife. My kids are in. I was in first place until last night. Iowa State lost. Now I'm in second place. Teresa took it. Teresa took it. Who do you guys got winning the national championship? Who do you guys got? Men and women. For the men, I know Duke is probably going to win it in my heart, but I selected Florida because I was thinking Cooper Flagg was going to be hurt. So I went with Duke, or I went with Florida instead of Duke. But I have Florida versus Duke in the national championship. I don't know who you guys have, but let me know who you guys got. Get to see your brother Daniel Lugo in the house. Mitch says, I'm watching, but didn't fill out a bracket, man. I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one, man. You know what? I typically don't fill out a bracket, but this year I said, I kind of want to get into it. And it's fun to watch it when you have a bracket. My wife, Teresa, she's been like on her phone nonstop, watching it, keeping up with scores, going to bed at night. I am in first place and all this other stuff, man. But it's fun. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot of banter going on in the house. And not only that, this past weekend when Damien was at the crib, brother Damien and his family, we got a chance to watch a lot of basketball as well and catch up on basketball. So it's a good time of the year for basketball. Guys, yesterday, we did a father's-daughter date with my daughter. Man, it was such a fantastic time, guys. This was the best father-daughter date that I've ever had. And we've done it for about the last 3 or 4 years, but this was the best one. And it wasn't because, and it wasn't like the traditional father-daughter when you have it's part of the school or it's part of the city or something like that. We missed my daughter's school's father-daughter dance because we had a Black Heights event in Spicewood. So we missed that week. But one of the things my wife, which she's just absolutely lovely, she always thinks about that time when me and Ari can spend that quality time. So she was like, okay, well, Ari was looking forward to going to the father-daughter dance with you, babe. And, instead of, since she's missing it, why don't you guys, go to dinner one night? I'll get her a dress, get her hair done, nails done, blah, blah, blah. And you guys can just do your own thing, right? So we had that plan. And yesterday I took her to a steakhouse. She was all nice and pretty and looking gorgeous. And then after that, we had a big surprise for her. We went to a Toby Mac concert. So my daughter's 10. She's never gone to a concert before in her life, right? She always she's talked about going to a concert. I showed her a video of Playboy Cardi in concert at Rolling Loud, and she saw the hypeness behind it. She was like, wow, that looks fun. And it's a concert. I said, this is what happens in a concert, right? So this was a couple of days ago. So when after dinner was done last night, she had no idea where we were going. So I'm driving around the city of San Antonio, and then I go to the Frost Bank Center where the concert was at. And, of course, this is the same place where the Spurs play. So I pull up in the parking lot, and the greeter, where you pay for parking, I rolled down my window and he's like, and $20 for parking, gave him the card or whatever it was. He was like, y'all ready for the concert? And Ari was like, what? Concert? Like, where are we going? I was like, we're about to go see some Playboy Cardi, right? I was just messing around with it. And, so we walk into the event and it's one of her favorite Christian artists, Toby Mac, Crowder, Kane, and some others, man. And it was a blast. I've never gone to a Christian music concert. And it's just not like gospel music. Yes, some of it is gospel music, but this is like worship music, like modern day worship music, pop, rock, all, rap, all that sort of stuff, right? And it was dope, guys. Absolutely freaking dope, man. I had a blast, man. I had an absolute blast. Just one of those things that I will always remember. And hopefully for her, I think she's going to always remember this as well, too. But that was my weekend, guys. I got a chance to hang out with big brother Damien and his family. I got a chance to spend some very, very much needed quality time with my daughter, father-daughter dance. She was sick. She powered through. She has a bad cold, but she was feeling a lot better yesterday. And we powered through, man. It was a good time. But, guys, it's Monday, March the 24th. We're back with season 2, episode 12. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday, a good start to your week. I am tired. We didn't get home last night until 11:45, and I was back up at 3:30 a.m. for a gym workout. And I've been up ever since. Tired, man. Your boy's tired. So if my energy is a little low today, it is what it is. We're going to get through the show. We're going to power through it, and I'm going to get my butt to bed after I'm done. That's what my goal is. I'm going to get some tacos. My wife made some tacos, and once I'm done, I'm going to eat some tacos. I'm going to get my butt into bed, man. Get ready for tomorrow. But guys, while you were at it, since you're coming into the show, and if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. Make sure you share this with a friend. That's how we continue to grow. That's how we got to 50,000 subscribers, because you guys have been sharing it with your friends. Here's the topics for today. We're going to be talking about the list of major companies that are laying off people this year. You guys like to hear about layoffs, so we're going to quickly go through that. I want to make sure that you guys are up to speed on who's laying a whole bunch of people off, because you may be next. You just never know. We're also going to talk about a client of mine who had a Business Week or Business Insider article written. Laid off. He was broke, but he still got hired in 5 months. Yeah, that's what's up. That is exactly what's up. So we're going to talk about him. We're also talking about Amazon CEO Andy Jassy's 5 rules for career growth, because we got to give you that positivity on how to grow in your career. And this is coming from somebody who is the leader of Amazon, one of the world's biggest companies, and he's getting to that money. We're also talking about federal workers, what they need to know, because they're in a panic right now. Lots of them are shaking. Lots of them don't know what's going on. Doji is shaking up the whole game right now. They're hurt. They're frustrated. Judges are saying that you guys are reinstated. Some of them don't know. But here is what you need to do now if you are a federal worker. I'm going to give you some game based on an article, but also some game that I just know. And last but not least, we're going to talk about some AI. I read an article about how many people aren't using the AI still. So if you are one of those people where AI isn't helping you, you're not trying hard enough. And we're going to talk about that, okay? But before we do that, let's jump into the chat, man. Let's jump into the chat. Daniel Lugo says, that's a beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you like this, Dana, man. It was fantastic hanging out with my daughter, man. I'm going to tell you, like, it was amazing, man. I'll share. Let me do this real quick. Let me share a picture of her from yesterday. Let me see if I can get it on my screen real quick, man. She was gorgeous. She had a beautiful dress on yesterday, man. When we went to a restaurant, everybody was like, oh. Let me do this. Get out of this echo. Everybody was like, man, it must be father-daughter dance. Your dress was beautiful. They didn't even look at me. They're like the ugly dad, right? I was ugly dad, but she was gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I was joking with her the entire time. We were talking about her friends at school. We were talking about boys, because she said in the 4th grade. And girls at this age, they start to get crushes on boys. So I had to have that conversation with her. It was a good conversation. But that was her, man. That was her yesterday. It was a good time, man. It was a fantastic time. We had some steak dinner. This was our table last night, and with eating some bread. This is our dessert. Man, the dessert was good. You know, I didn't have one bite of this cake. I didn't have one bite of this cake, guys. Didn't have it. I don't need cakes and cookies anymore. At one point in time, guys, I would tear this whole damn thing up. Whole cake would be gone. That's why you see your boy losing weight, because I don't eat sugar like that no more, okay? But yeah, man, it was a good time, man. We was rocking out. Good God Almighty. She was having a good time anyway. Anyway, it was a fantastic time, guys. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was just an amazing time. Let me get back into the chat though. Yeah, Taylor, she was on cloud nine, man. She was absolutely on cloud nine, man. She was on cloud nine since I'm from NC. NC Realtor said since she's from NC, she said she's going with Duke. Absolutely. Damien says he's going to Duke. Yeah, man. Good to see you, Daniel Lugo. Yeah, get to see you guys. All you guys are in the house. This beat says, love it. Some of my favorite things as a father are those dances. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, I'll be cutting up at those dances too. You guys don't know. I'm that dad that be on the floor, turning up, getting it. She be so, you know when you a cool dad, right? And your daughter and your kids like you can kind of embarrass them a little bit, right? Because you be doing stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing, but they kind of like it because nobody else is doing it, right? So I'm that dad. I'm that dad that does some stupid shit sometimes, but it's all fun. It's all fun, I still have that young spirit in me. But anyway, let's move on. Let's jump over to the first topic to today. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about the sponsor for today, Course Careers, guys. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Course Careers. If you are looking to break into tech sales or any sort of tech career or any sort of blue collar career, this is your first step. Check out Course Careers. Link in the description below. Check that out. Also, I get tons of questions on the equipment that I use for these live streams, mics, camera, soundboard. It's all on my Amazon store. So go ahead and check out the link in the description of this live stream for those who are serious about leveling up in their live streaming game or the YouTube game, whatever it is. Hey, man, I'm official right now. I'm official because I'm at 50,000. I'm official. So you can think about the equipment that I use, the lights, all that sort of stuff. If you like it, then you can purchase some of this equipment using my link in the description of this video. And guys, also, if you are looking to level up in your career, you need some insights, you need networking, you need good people to be around, check out the Patreon. You need access to me, coaching, check out the Patreon, guys. Give you the game, all the stuff that you're going to hear about today. A lot of this is taught in my coaching sessions, okay? But we're going to use references for Business Insider, where I go and get a lot of my articles from. So anyway, let's jump over to the layoff list, man. Let's jump over to the layoff list. Here is the companies that are laying off staff this year. There's a lot of them. We're going to go through it really fast because some of you guys already know about a lot of these, but this is a lot of them. Who's the CEO right here? This is Antonio, the CEO of HPE. And HPE is cutting 5% of his workforce, or 2,500 employees. I talked about that last week. But HPE is getting it down. Adidas, they're cutting 500 jobs in Germany. So it's not just happening in the US. It's happening in Germany as well, too. Who else is laying off people? Ali is cutting less than 5% of his workforce. They're getting rid of their workforce. So about 500 employees of the 11,000 that they have getting laid off. BlackRock is cutting 1% of its workforce, getting laid off, right? You see this. Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' rocket company, it is letting go 10% of its workforce. That's 1,000 employees, guys. That's 1,000 employees gone, right? Who else? Boeing. You heard about Boeing. Boeing's run some tough times as of late, but they just got the contract for the F-47. I don't know if you guys heard that. They got the contract for the next generation super fighter jet for you Air Force guys. Brother Damien, we didn't talk about that. I forgot to talk to you about this one and get your perspective on it since you are an Air Force guy. You know about these jets. F-47, Boeing. Interesting. And with all the crazy stuff that's been going on with Boeing, but I know that's a separate subsidiary and all that other stuff. But apparently they make a fantastic, superior next generation jet, and they got the contract. So Boeing's laying off people as well. BP, they slashed 7,700 staff and contractor positions worldwide. So they laid off a whole bunch of people. Bridgewater got about 90 staff. Who else is on this list? Chevron getting rid of 20% of its staff. CNN getting rid of 200 jobs. And I personally think that probably a good thing with all the craziness that they put out there. Maybe you guys are starting to understand my political views, but I don't know. Anyway, that's a lot. We'll cut as many as 7,000 jobs. That's a lot. That's a lot for a company that's in the beauty line in cosmetics. We talked about HP already. Johns Hopkins faces the largest layoff in university history. 2,000 jobs after losing $800 million in funding from U.S. aid. God darn it, boy, 2,000 jobs. 2,000 people from Johns Hopkins. That's a fantastic institution. But they're losing funding. Done. It wasn't Columbia or one of those other private Ivy League schools going to be losing funding like that. And they did this whole resort back to Trump or something like that. I don't know. Heard it in the news anyway. Kohl's is reducing 10% of its roles. Who else is on this list? Meta. Meta's been cutting people. They've been cutting people for the last couple of years now. Microchip Technology is slashing 2,000 jobs. Microsoft laying off a whole bunch of people as well too. Morgan Stanley laying off people. So what you're seeing here is all these companies aren't just tech companies. Some of it's in the automotive space. Some of it's in the retail space. Some of it's in the cosmetic and beauty. Some of it's in the HR space. It's hitting every single industry. Porsche is cutting 3,900 jobs, guys. Salesforce, 1,000 jobs. Now they are hiring like crazy though. Sonos, 200 jobs. Southwest Airlines, a whole bunch of people. 15% of its corporate staff is getting laid off. Starbucks laying off 1,100. Look at that. Stripe, 300 employees. Washington Post cut 4% of its non-newsroom people. Wayfair, 340 companies. Workday, 8% of its workforce. Guys, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people getting laid off. That is a lot of people getting laid off. And again, it's all about reducing the number of people at that middle management level and about efficiency. We are in a year where you're going to hear that term more and more and more because of tools that you have at your disposal that you can use on a daily basis. And you can do the work of 5 people. I was talking to Brother Damien this past weekend. Brother Damien is in the project manager space. And if you guys need help, need coaching, and you are having interest into becoming a project manager, Brother Damien is the person to speak with, okay? Brother Damien is the person to speak with. There's a website. Brother Damien, you have to remind me what it is again, but I'll put it in the chat as soon as I find it out. But guys, check out Brother Damien. If you have an interest into project management, it is a fantastic career. And we were talking this past weekend about the work that he's doing. He's managing about 5 to 7 projects. And typically, without tools like AI, he said that he would need about 5 coordinators to be able to do these projects. With him having and leveraging AI, he's able to do this work, the work of 5 people. So when you think about when people have these tools and are using AI tools and they're able to do the work of 5 people, why do they need that? Why do companies need to hire so many people? They don't. They don't need to hire that many people at all. It's just the reality of it. I said the same thing. It's like I'm in sales, right? And the work that I do, I'm doing work that executives would do. I'm doing work that a business analyst would do. I'm doing work that a sales engineer would do, right? I am able to do that kind of work because I know how to do it. And I know how to use AI and tools like that. So companies are noticing this, people are noticing this, and they're saying, all right, well, we don't need this many employees anymore. So it's about efficiency. It's about efficiency. It's about efficiency. That's what's happening. That's the reason for a lot of these layoffs. And not only that, a lot of people would say it's corporate greed. That can be a part of it as well, too. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when you have tools like AI, which all of you should be using, if you're not using it, you're behind. You're not using it, Brother Damien's going to have your job, too. Or I'm going to have your job. Or Taylor's going to have your job. Or Mitch is going to have your job. The people ultimately who are using AI is going to have your job. AI is not going to replace you, but people who use it and know how to leverage it are going to replace you. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, that's why you're seeing so many layoffs. All right. Let's move on to another segment. I want to talk about a client of mine who was laid off. He was laid off, but he ultimately found a job within 5 months. Okay, and we're going to go to his Business Insider article that I'm going to share with you right here. All right. JT in the house. So getting laid off sucks, man. I mean, like when I had a conversation with JT, he wasn't happy. He reached out to me based on seeing these live stream videos and needed somebody to have a conversation with. And the cost was in his ballpark, right? But just imagine this, getting laid off, then watching job boards like LinkedIn, watching it every single day, getting ghosted, getting ignored by recruiters. And still, you ultimately managed to get a job within 5 months. That's exactly what happened to JT, a 37-year-old brother from Memphis. He's a Memphis guy, so he likes the barbecue. He likes blues music. He's a cool dude. And today we're going to walk through the 6 strategies that he used to get hired. And he talks about this in the Business Insider article. Okay, so one of the things that many of us know, but we act like we don't know, is that the writing is on the wall a lot of the time. The writing is on the wall. He knew that layoffs were coming, so he got ready. He knew that layoffs were coming, so he got ready. For many of you guys who are working for the federal government, you know that layoffs may be coming, so you have to get ready. So he saw the writing on the wall, and before he got laid off, he started to look. That's key. And not only that, I would even tell you this, guys. Even without seeing the writing on the wall, you should still have your options open. Don't wait until you get a pink slip. Move before they move on you. One of the things that JT talks about in his article was that I was browsing job boards before they even told me goodbye. And one of the things I would tell you guys is this: always be interviewing. Always be interviewing. Have conversations with people, even when you are in a good job and working for a good company. If somebody taps you on the shoulder and say, hey, you know what? You have an interest in this, have the conversation. You just never know what it may turn into. You may say no, but in the future, they may say, you know what, man, that Antoine guy was a good candidate, or that Damien guy, or that Taylor young lady was a good candidate, or Mitch was a good candidate, or NC Realtor was a great candidate. Have the conversation. Play offense. Don't play defense. Okay? That's a tip that I will give you guys. One of the other things is that a lot of times when people get laid off, people just accept it as it is. Okay. They just get let go and they just accept it. All right, I got let go. That wasn't JT's situation. JT says he asked for career coaching. He asked for resume support. And guess what? They gave it to him. So if you get laid off, one of the things that you want to do is you want to speak up for yourself. Ask for more severance. Ask for outplacement services like career coaching and resume support. If you don't ask, you won't get it. But if you ask, you just may get it. And in JT's situation, he got it. I even say it like this: when you are interviewing for a company and you are talking about salaries, you got to talk. You got to speak up. A closed mouth don't get fed. And if you are getting laid off, ask for more than money. Ask for tools. Ask for any sort of assistance. Okay? One of the other things is, and this is something that I helped him with. Initially, he was just sending out a whole bunch of resumes on job boards. He wasn't getting any callbacks. He wasn't getting any interviews. Then he reached out to me. And that's where we helped him to write a nice resume that helped with him passing the AI bots that HR has in their software. At one point in time, he showed me a resume that had 3 tables in it, right? 3 columns in it. I'm like, looks good, but it's not good. That's not good for the, I want to say AWS system, but whatever the system is called, I can't even think of it right now. It's one of those days. But he started to tailor his resume, adding keywords, adding company names, adding missions, basically anything to help bypass the filtering in some of these software that HR use. So he started to customize his resume. Every single resume that he submitted, it was a customized version of it. We worked on having a master resume and then using AI tools to customize it. Then he started to do what I tell you guys all the time, man. Speak up for yourself. Go on and drop yourself in people's DMs. A lot of y'all guys are scared of networking. I told you guys many of the stories about how if you're looking for a job, all you got to do is pay for somebody's time. Pay for somebody's time to give you the information that you want. Send them a DM. Ask them, say, hey, you know what? What's your favorite restaurant? I'll give you $50 for some time to your favorite steakhouse. I've given 100. Give me an hour. 100. I'll send you a gift card. A lot of times people are like, no, I want to do this anyway. You still do it. But network. That's what JT did. He was out here messaging employees all day. And guess what? The majority of people, 99% of people ignored him. But 1 or 2 people responded back to him. He got the information that he needed, and boom, he got hired. I feel like this, man. Many of you guys are just so scared of networking because you think it's begging. It's not. It's really about betting on yourself, getting the information that you need so that you can leverage it, and you're going to use it to bet on yourself to get that job. One of the other things that he did, and I was laughing at this one, man, and it kind of cracked me up when he told me what he was doing, because I always think about, rich men with wives at home who travel a lot, who have pools, and you have pool boys that go and clean up the pool. But anyway, JT started cleaning swimming pools. That's what he did for a side hustle. After he got laid off, he started cleaning swimming pools, making $20 an hour. Was it a glamorous job? No. Was he in shape? Decent shape. Did it stop him from dipping into savings? It helped him stop to dip into his savings. So if you get laid off, you got to do what you got to do. You got to pay the bills. Take the ego out of it. Your pride don't pay the bills, guys. And that's what JT made sure that he did. The man was out there in Speedos. Cleaning up people's pools in Memphis, in South Haven. And then one of the most important things is that he took care of his mind, man. He made sure that he was going out with some friends on a monthly basis to have conversations. He made sure that he was checking in with me to have a little bit of laughs. He made sure that he went and got therapy sessions, because a job loss can cause identity crisis. It can cause a lot for you, right? But one of the things that he did, he made sure that he wasn't alone. And the people that he talked to reminded him that he wasn't crazy. So you can lose your job, but don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself at all. Make sure that you are networked in with people. You go and seek a career coach. You go and seek therapy. You go and seek the help. You give yourself the time to relax and have a clear head. Freaking read the Bible. Whatever you need to do. Right? So JT landed his job right before Christmas last year, guys. Wasn't the exact salary that he wanted. It wasn't in a. It was a little bit less than what he was getting paid before. But the most important thing is he's back into the game. Back into the game. He didn't get lucky. He got strategic. He made the right moves and got it done. So one of the things that I'll tell you guys is that if you've been laid off or stuck in a job search crisis, don't give up. Fix your resume. Slide into people's DMs. Go ahead and get yourself a nice little side hustle, whether it's building furniture or cleaning people's pool or driving Uber or driving DoorDash. Make sure that you take care of your mind. That's what I would tell you to do. Now, for some of you guys who come across this video and you're like, oh, Antoine, you're just telling me a whole bunch of stuff. I hear you. Oh, you could also book a coaching session with me. You could also join the Patreon as well, too. That's what you can do. So that's the first article that I want to share with you guys. Make sure that if you guys haven't done this yet, you go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and that notification bell if you haven't done it to the channel yet. But make sure, more importantly, you hit like on the video. We are growing. We're at 50,000, guys. We need those likes. We need those likes for sure. Let me jump over to the chat, see what you guys are talking about over there. Man, Christian says, yeah, man, JT had the Speedo on, Christian. Oh, man. The life of Cam's in the house. I received positive feedback from my supervisor last Friday morning. Had an interview with another company that afternoon. Look at that. Look at that, man. See, Brother Cam about getting to that money. You know, you may get positive feedback, but at the end of the day, somebody reaches out. Why not have the conversation? Why not have that conversation? Jamaican Root says, what field is he in? He's in the medical field, medical supplies field. Lil Ernest, Miami Beach, in the house. Good to see you, man. Lil Ernest be rich, man. That man live in Miami Beach, man. He got way more money. I should be watching you, Lil Ernest, versus you watching me. I need to get in your position because you got all the money living down there in Miami, my man. Rich, Lil Ernest. Anyway, let's continue to move along in this segment. I want to talk about 5 rules for career growth. And this is by Andy Jassy, the CEO of of Amazon. The CEO of Amazon. Andy Jassy is, the guy who took over for Jeff Bezos. He was at Amazon for a very long time. He grew up in the company, and now he's leading the company. Now, he is one of the ones that people are really upset about because of the return to office mandate and so forth. But he went through the ranks at this company. And one of the things that he is giving back on is talking about career game changers. And I want to share that with you guys because many of you don't know what you want to do in your career. Many of you are stuck. Many of you aren't making the right money. So let's break down his career tips that he shared with Business Insider. And I can talk to you guys in a way that will resonate with you. So one of the things that he talks about in the article is the majority, we spend the majority of our lives at work. So if you think about that, if you spend the majority of your life at work, then you should enjoy what you do. Now, he calls it follow your passion. I don't believe in follow your passion. I believe in follow what you become good at. So whether you want to call it follow your passion or follow what you become good at, the goal here is if you want fulfillment, you want a long career, you want to make a lot of money, become good at something, don't just chase what's hot. Chase what you enjoy doing. And sometimes you don't know what you enjoy doing, so you got to try a lot of things. That's why I had a conversation with a young man who was about 25 last couple of weeks ago. He's 25, he's a young kid, didn't go to college, but he booked a coaching session with me because he needed some help. Didn't know what he wanted to do. I told him to try a number of things, but more importantly, don't just try it with 4 months and quit because you have mom and dad at home. Try it for a year. Try it for a couple years. Right? Experiment with your career. That's what Andy Jassy says. Keep trying. Find your lane of ultimately. I had no idea that he did this, but he did sports casting. He did golf retail. He did investment banking. He did sales. He kept trying new things until he found what he liked. He was more of an operational guy. Leadership. So that's his second tip, guys, is don't be afraid to pivot in your career, especially if you're feeling like you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're just trying to discover what it is that you ultimately want to do. And he says in your 20s and your 30s, that's time for you to go out and play and, enjoy yourself and get knocked down and get back up. That's the 20s and 30s. Now, after you've done that, you should have a good understanding of what it is that you enjoy doing by having a lot of fun in the sandbox. Then after that, it's time for you to get serious. And another thing that he talked about was learning from failure. Learning from failure. He says that every important lesson that he learned came from messing something up. And I found that to be interesting. I found that to be really, really interesting because I think about the stories that I tell you guys about my career and then some of the things that I've done. A lot of the times I tell you stories about all the screw ups that I had. So you learn from failure. You don't learn from success. You learn from failure. So be self-aware. Don't fear making mistakes. I'm like, at the end of the day, let's just, as somebody who's a basketball coach and a football coach, I can tell you this right now. When we win, I don't study as much film. When we lose, I study a lot more film because now I'm thinking of, okay, well, how would I beat him the next time? So they're lessons. They're lessons. You got to stop hiding from failure, guys. You got to lean into it. You got to level it up. That's what you got to do. And then one of the other ones that he talked about was consistently learn. Right? If you are in an industry like tech, if you're in an industry like supply chain, if you're in an industry like AI, you should always be learning. There isn't a time where you should say to yourself, like, I'm good. I don't need to read more. I don't need to listen more. I don't need to ask any more questions because no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. He's basically saying don't ever let yourself get too comfortable. I mean, like, man, me and my brother Ken had a conversation about this, about our careers in our 20s and 30s. A lot of times you are, or not even, let's just say not even in your career. Let's just say in your physical health. If you are a young lady or you're a young man like me or whatever it is, right? Like you've had peaks and valleys in your health, right? You worked out, you got to that peak. Now, next thing you know, you went back down. You did it all over again, right? Well, it's because you stopped learning. You got comfortable. And that's what people do in their careers. And what I recognize is that staying disciplined and consistently learning is what you need to do in order for you to continue to have success. So my advice to you guys is this. Not even my advice. My challenge to you, the BH challenge, the Elevate to the Unknown challenge for you guys this week is learn a new skill. Start reading up on something, whether it's AI. Have AI teach you something. You want to stack your knowledge so that you can, it's almost like compounding interest, putting your money into like a crypto that pays you dividends or a stock that pays you dividends. It's compounding, right? That's the same thing that happens if you consistently learn new skills or learn about new information. And maybe this is your learning session that you get today, but it's learning. And one of the most important things that he talked about that, man, I'm going to tell you like this, man, this was game changer for me. when my CEO said this to me about 2 years ago, Michael Farlicus, man. He said, Antoine, get into the game. And I didn't know what he meant by that. But ultimately what he meant was act like the owner. And this hits hard right there. He told employees, Andy Jassy told his employees, I remember a good buddy of mine, Aaron, said the exact same thing to me. If you want to move up into a company, you want a ladder climb, you want to make a lot of money, you want to be that guy who's at the top. Doesn't matter anything that you do. Act like the owner. What would I do if this was my company? Because it is your company. And that's a different mindset. I think about this channel. I think about my real estate portfolio. I think about Black Heights, right? And I think about, okay, well, I have a level of ownership towards that sort of stuff. And I think about times in my career where I didn't have that level of ownership. There were times that I didn't get promoted. But when I showed that level of ownership, I excelled. So own your work, own your impact, own your outcome. Owners get promoted. Employees get replaced. I'll say that again. Owners get promoted. Employees get replaced. Move over to the chats. Jason's in the house. Good to see you, my man. Salute Antoine. He says, Jamaican Root says, I'm an entry-level role in IT for 4 years now. I'm interested in cybersecurity, but don't know where to start. Man, you should book a coaching session with me. That's what you should do. You should book a coaching session with me. There's many ways that you can get started. I mean, like, the information is out there too, Jamaican Roots. How to get started. I mean, you already got a lot of the transferable skills into cybersecurity. I mean, you can take the Level Careers Cybersecurity course by Josh Madakar. You can go to Josh's website and jump on his cyber, whatever Josh's new program that he created, Cyber Range. That's how you get started. Get coaching, gain some clarity, go towards it. You can go to Coursera, Google, any of those. They have cybersecurity courses. You just have to figure out what lane you want to go down by doing some research, asking the right people, and then make a decision and execute. So that's the blueprint that CEO Andy Jassy has given his people and shared with Amazon. I mean, share with a Business Insider. Find something that you like to do. Try new things constantly. Learn from your mistakes. Be trustworthy and consistent, and then never stop learning. And that's how you continue to get up there and start to make a whole bunch of money within your career. Now, I want to talk about another segment here. Let's move on to another segment. Federal workers. We all know that federal workers were getting fired. Federal workers getting fired. Let me jump up to this article real quick. Federal workers are walking on eggshells right now. They're scared. They're panicking. Let's paint a picture real quick for you guys. You guys give years, sometimes decades of your life working for the federal government. You know that you are going to get a pension. At least that's how it was. That's how you think about it. Oh man, I can do the job the way I want to do it, and I'm comfortable. I'm making the money that I want. I live where I want. Nobody's going to touch me as long as I continue to do the work that I do. You do everything right. You're loyal, you're dependable, you're mission driven. Then one day you open the inbox and you get an inbox mail, and that says layoffs, contract canceled. Now you're sitting there asking, what do I do next? What do I do next? Well, that's what happened to Erin Kennedy. Exactly what happened to Erin Kennedy. She's a CEO of a resume service company, and she's seeing firsthand an entire wave of federal workers flooding her team in panic. People who never had to look for private sector jobs are suddenly scrambling. They're scrambling to figure out how they can break into the private sector. And it's happening right now wherein jobs are tough to get, especially in the private sector, because so many companies are laying off. So people in the federal workforce, who work for the federal government, they're confused. Government contracts are being canceled. I read an article about a young lady who typically got about $85,000 a year from federal contracts, canceled. No job. No job. Stop the money coming in. So now she has to figure out how she needs to make money for herself. So entire agencies in the federal government is being gutted. And Doge is sending out a whole bunch of emails asking people to report their weekly accomplishments. God damn! I'm laughing because, you know, that's what I talk about with my manager on a weekly basis. I don't think that's anything that's difficult to do, but some people didn't like that. Legal or illegal. Some people didn't like that. You know, send me your weekly accomplishment. Some people feel like they're in like the Hunger Games or something like that. So these federal employees, they're calling me, they're calling Aaron, they're asking for some help because some of them are mid-career. Others are at senior levels. And they're saying, I don't even know what to tell my staff. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what a corporate resume looks like. I feel like I'm next. I've heard this before, guys. Think about it. Just building your entire career in the federal system, then you're being told to suddenly switch into lanes in the private sector without any sort of guidance, without any sort of preparation. I would understand how you would feel lost. Now, initially, I was kind of like, can't be that bad, right? All these tools are out here. No, people are literally, they are having a tough time dealing with this because many people have not applied for a job in 15 plus years. So the job market is completely different. There are resumes that I've seen, man, dusty, crusty, antiquated, so much information on it. The transition is not plug and play. A lot of people think that it's plug and play. You go and look at some YouTube videos, people will say federal workers are going to make private workers look like crap because we do way more with a lot less. I don't know if that's the case. I think you find that out right now with what the federal workers are experiencing from having Doge, start to look at efficiency. That is what happens on a daily basis in some companies. You have to report what you do. You can get fired. You are at will in some states, an at will employee. So here's what she says, Aaron says about what federal workers need to know. And it really starts with the resume. It's not the same as a corporate one. So one of the things that a lot of federal employees used to do is, you don't need to list your hours worked per week on your resume. Okay? You don't need to do that. Don't include your veteran status, citizenship, or salary info. Ditch that outdated objective. Replace it with a strong career summary that shows your value. Aaron says, and I've seen this too, people are listing every class that they took in college. I took calculus, I took pre-calc, I took trigonometry, I took computer sci in 1965. That's not what you do in the private sector. So, if you think about the private sector, people want to see what impact are you making. So it's all about outcomes, all about the skills that you have. All right. Another thing she talks about is this, what you should be doing right now. She's giving you a playbook. I'm gonna share that playbook with you that she's giving you. Okay, you guys can go and check out the article on Business Insider. You got to ask yourself what you want next. Do you want to stay in the same kind of role, or is it time to pivot into something new? Right? Maybe many people want to be some sort of analyst. Maybe they're in a financial or reconciliation or on the accounting side. Maybe it's time for you to go into a business analyst role or something along those lines. But you got to ask yourself, do you want to stay in the same kind of role, or do you want to do something different? Step number 2 is to update your resume for the private sector. So focus on what you did that really mattered. Like use private sector language. Remove any unnecessary federal jargon. Another thing is to get on LinkedIn and actually use it. One of the things that I've learned, and I put a video out on this, is that the people who get the majority of jobs on LinkedIn are the people who are the influencers. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I can really believe that. The people who are getting the majority of opportunities are the influencers, the people who are consistently putting out knowledge, the people who are liking posts, commenting on posts, people who follow companies. So for federal workers, they need to get on LinkedIn. They actually need to use it. So they need to like people's posts. They need to follow companies. They need to connect with people. Connect with people where they want to work. Build a bridge with people. Drop in the DMs like we just talked about. You should have your resume ready. You should also have your LinkedIn profile ready. I mean, like, here's the thing. If somebody's going to refer you, they're going to ask for a resume. Send me your resume. If someone looks you up, where are they going to go? They're going to go to LinkedIn. I be seeing people, man. This is my video editor. Man, he been using my he updated my scripts to use like credibility, right? And he's put my LinkedIn profile onto some of my videos, man. I've been like, man, use a different name, bruh. But anyway, I've been seeing all kind of people be looking at my LinkedIn now. So I mean, like, you can see who's looking at your LinkedIn, who's looking for you. Okay. Another thing that she talks about, it's just, guys, there's so much uncertainty that's going on right now with federal government and how things are happening. It's scary. It could be demoralizing. Stay away from the news. Stay away from the people who are negative. Control the things that you can control, which is how you show up, how your resume looks, how your LinkedIn looks, who the people you are contacting, what you're listening to. And don't listen to people that says you're too old, you're worthless, you're stuck. Not the truth. You see JT, client of mine, 37, landing on his feet. You can do the exact same thing too. You need a shift? Book a coaching session with us. Join our Patreon. We'll help you out. We've helped many. You're not worthless. You're not too old. You're not stuck. There's always an opportunity to pivot. All you got to do is change strategies. Understand what you really need. And this reminds me of a conversation that I had with Brother Ken Barney yesterday. You know, a lot of times people say this cliche of, you show me your circle of friends, I'll show you where you are, or how it is. I mean, like, the 5 people that you hang around with are ultimately who you are. I will tell you like this, man. Ken and I were having a conversation, and we were just talking about our perspectives on life and how things are really happening and shaping up for 2025. Both on this path of YouTube and real estate and all sorts of stuff, right? Guys in your circle, Brother Damien included, right? And what's interesting is that he said something that was very, very profound that reminded me of the 5 people that you hang around with. Well, you think about it, like a lot of people talk about going out there to read books But it's best to be in circles of people going your way versus reading books, which ultimately means that the people that you hang around with are what you become and what you go after. I think about my circle of friends, what we talk about. We talk about real estate. We talk about, side hustles. We talk about running companies. We talk about coaching programs. We talk about all those things. Getting to the next level, climbing the corporate ladder, making the millions of dollars a year. When you get into circles like that, you ultimately become that. So it's not about reading books. It's about getting in the right circles, becoming that. And then when you are in those circles, you're going to get suggested what sort of books that you should read. So for instance, if, Brother Damien read did something like, let's just say he bought a 10-unit apartment complex, right? And there was a book that he read. He would suggest, hey, Anton, you want to get into the 10 units? Here's a book that I think you should read. Then that's when I'll go and read that book versus going out there and reading a book and trying to figure out on your own. A lot of times it's a waste of time because then you don't apply it. When you read books, you should be applying it. And a lot of people they always are talking about how much you should read and read and read and read. Man, you read and read and read and you don't ever practice it. It's a bunch of BS. It's like trying to learn a language that you never ever would speak. So I think it's best to be in a circle of people that are running in the same direction as you. Now, how do you get into those circles? You got to figure that piece of it out or join a Patreon group. But ultimately, you should put yourself in a circle of people that's running your same direction. I know that was a bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to share that with you. Last thing I want to talk about here. If you guys don't think that's the truth, you guys are always welcome to give me your feedback on that. I would love to hear your opinion. You guys are very, very quiet in my chat today, man. Give me your perspective on that. Did I say anything that was off base? Correct me. Correct me here, guys. You guys are smarter than I am. Let me know if I said anything that was off base there. Glenn Knowles says, hey, brother, thanks for your help. Started my MSc and CIS finishing in December. Hope it changes my world. Thanks for the advice. Absolutely, Glenn. I appreciate you, brother. Good job in getting that Master's of Science and Computer Information Systems. Great freaking move. Go and get that education. Make sure you lock in. Make sure you are networking with the right people. Get it done, bro. Get it done. Get it done. Let's talk about one last thing. We're going to talk about one last thing. Turn the audio off this one. Using AI. Guys, I'm going to tell you like this, man. If you ain't using AI, boy, oh boy, you are just so behind. If AI isn't helping you, you are not trying hard enough. And I'm going to ask you guys a real question here. And I want you guys to respond in the chat. Have you played around with tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and walked away thinking, hey, that wasn't that helpful? Be honest, guys. Be honest in the chat. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a quick minute because I want to get your responses. Have any of you guys played around with any of the AI tools and walked away saying, man, that ain't helpful. That isn't. Everybody's overhyped. That's what a lot of people like to say. Oh man, it's overhyped. It's not helpful. Anybody say that? Anybody say that? Let me know. Life of Cam says books are great for forming a certain mindset, but going outside of touching grass is the only way to get results, in my opinion. I agree with you, Life of Cam, 100%. Cousin Jasmine's in the house. Good to see you. She says, I am going to reach out, cousin, because I'm definitely looking for a new career path. All you got to do is call me up, cousin. I got you. Call me up. I'll fit you in my calendar. Hit me up. Hit me up. Brother Damien, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. My daddy told me a long time ago, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It is so freaking true. It's so true. I mean, like, when Brother Ken said that to me the other day, I was like, God damn it. This goes back to the old saying, man, of show me who you work, who you hang around, the five people that you spend the most time with. It's going to be a reflection of who you are. And a lot of people go into the conversations about books. But books, you got to figure out stuff on your own. You want to have some people that you're running with that has done a lot of the stuff that you're doing. I'm going to tell you like this. I pay for a group. It's $500 a month just to be part of this group where people are going the same direction that I'm going. It's $500 a month. But I don't know what I would do without it. Because if I fall off on a workout, boom, I'm getting checked. If I don't get to a goal, boom, somebody's checking me. If I need help with short-term rentals and learning that real estate game, boom, somebody's already done it. So you got to get yourself in circles, guys. You got to. But going back to my point, guys, anybody in this chat, anybody on the screen here, no matter where you are, anybody of you think AI is underrated? It hasn't been helpful for you? It isn't that helpful. Well, if Stevenson says this, I did it at first until I started using ChatGPT to break down these course sections. I had a hard time understanding. Ooh, so now you understand, Stevenson. Now you understand. For anybody who walked away from AI saying it wasn't that helpful, if you haven't found a way to make AI useful to you, then you're not trying hard enough, ultimately. Brother Stevenson just admitted just now. Initially he said, nah. But now he's doing coursework and he was able to use it to break it down to him. Now he's able to use things like ChatGPT to help break down his courses so that he can understand it. That's what you use it for, okay? And when Reid Huffman said this about, if anybody says, hey, ChatGPT, AI, it's crap, I haven't found a use for it yet. And what Reid Huffman says, and Reid Huffman, by the way, he's a co-founder of LinkedIn. His message is you're not trying hard enough. I would absolutely agree with you. I don't kind of agree. I 100% agree with him. If you have not found how AI could be useful for you, you ain't trying hard enough, man. Here's what Reid Huffman's is doing that most people aren't. He's not just typing in, give me a few recipes, write me a resume. He's feeding research papers into ChatGPT, asking it to explain complex topics like quantum mechanics at different levels. He says things like, explain it to me like I'm 12. Then again, as a college student. Then again, as a physicist. I mean, that's what I use it for. I just moved to a new company in January, guys. I said, when I'm learning on my learning path, explain it to me like this. Okay, well, build a quiz. Now, let me understand if I understand it now, the concepts, by taking a quiz on it after I've learned it, okay? Now, explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Explain it to me like I'm a 10-year-old. Explain it to me like I'm a college graduate. Explain it to me like I'm fresh out of college, getting into the game. Explain it to me like I'm a professional in this space who's been in this space for 18 years. Boom. Now I got a quiz on it. Helps me to learn better, understand the complexity behind it, understand the basics behind it. That's next level. That's what AI can do. Matter of fact, today, guys, guess what I did? Many of you guys know that I'm not very much like, how I would say it, like, I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm not that guy that can go out there to a car and, change a starter. I can change oil, change some brakes or whatever it is, but my Mercedes outside, right? I was driving it for the first time in like 3 months because I went to go get a car wash today, and I saw that my oil temperature was at like 113. So I Googled it and it's like, is that normal for, Mercedes AMG? And it was like, no, that's not, that's a little bit higher. Here's what you need to check out. Okay, well, popped the hood, looked at it, saw my radiator fan or my blower fan, my AC fan wasn't on. Turned it on max cool, it says, okay, it should kick in. If it's not running, then that's something going on. Okay, well, all right, is it cool? Yes, the AC is still blowing cool air. All right, then check the fuses for the blower fan. All right, check the fuses for the blower fan. Where I didn't even know where the blower fan was. So it told me exactly where it was in that car. Went to check. Okay, well now it's basically helping me to diagnose the issue. And I was able to diagnose the issue. Now I just need to take it to my mechanic in the morning to get it fixed. But that is exactly what AI can help you do. A step at a time to figure stuff out. It's next level. It's next level. Meanwhile, though, based on the data, 81% of US workers aren't using AI at all. Can you believe that? 81% of US workers aren't using AI at all. When I saw that number, I was like, what the world is going on here? I had that face like I got on this video right here. I'm like, what? 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 I'm like, is that the truth? A lot of people are saying this isn't for me. I'm like, he's saying something different. I'm saying something different. Brother Damien's saying something different. Brother Damien said he's saving, his company from hiring about 5 people. I said that it's saving me. I created a business case last week, guys. Typically, it would take me about 2 weeks to do. Week and a half. It took me about 6-7 hours. Maybe less than that. Reid Hoffman says it's taking him 10 hours with using deep research tools. He's running investment decks through AI and getting back due diligence plans in 2 minutes that would have taken him 3 days. He's even has AI critique his new book from a point of view of a European professor of tech history. You know how long that would take in real life? It would take forever. So when you think about AI, guys, one, I want you to use it. But it isn't just a tool, it's a multiplier. But only if you treat it like a partner, though. Not like a Google search. You got to be curious. You got to experiment. You got to want to dig. You got to want to do a deep dive. And if you're saying that it isn't or it hasn't helped you, then maybe it's not AI. Maybe it's you. It's your limited thinking. And this is the conversation I had with Damien as well, too, is that the tool is going to be there, but not many people are going to understand how to use it. And this is where I would advise you guys to start exploring. Explore. If 81% of US workers aren't using it, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of money that you could be making. I'm like, here's a challenge for you guys. Pick something that you're struggling to learn right now. Matter of fact, Jasmine, you're still watching this, I would ask you to do something right now. Go to your Google Gemini. Go to ChatGPT, either one. Enter the prompt, what you like to do. How many years of experience that you have. What you have an interest in. All in one prompt. What are your strengths? how much money you want to make. And let AI give you an example of a career that you can go down. And it would literally almost help you out, figure out what it is that you ultimately want to do. And then next you can say, how do I go about doing it? Give me a 4-week plan. It'll do that for you. Ask it to explain it to you in 3 different ways. Ask it to poke holes into your plan. Ask it to improve it from another perspective. If you're using 2 different AI tools, put one against the other, because they're going to give you 2 separate plans. Say, okay, well, this gave me this plan. What about this plan? What about this plan? And then feed it against each other. That's how you use the tool to get the best out of it and get the best result. So when, this guy right here, Reid Huffman, says, okay, well, if people think that AI isn't a good tool and, they aren't getting much out of it and they're like, not that big of a deal, then you're not using it the correct way. You haven't thought hard enough. Let me jump over to the chats. Brother Ken, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. He says, congrats on the 50K, bro, and growing. Yeah, man. We official over here now, Ken. We at the 50,000, man. Do you know how many people? Who've tried YouTube and haven't gotten to 50K yet, man? I'm official now, Ken. I'm proud, bro. We're making it happen. One day at a time, though. One day at a time, Ken. Just like our conversation we had, brother. Lone Butterfly says, I have used Microsoft Copilot to get suggestions on my resume and cover letters. I love it. Love it. Look at that. Look at that. You got to. Jason says, AI tools are wonderful, however, cannot replace critical thinking, professional skepticism, and judgment. I think that's more of a conversation that I would like to know a little bit of, Jason. I don't want to say I disagree with you, because I want to hear it in the context that you're thinking about it. Yeah, I want to hear about that in the context that you're thinking about it, because, man, I will tell you like this, man. There's been some advances in AI in critical thinking. If you can give it situational decisions, it's going to critically think for you. Lone Butter says, I like to use AI for suggestions. Absolutely. Actually, we're just at 81%. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, 81%. I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, we're killing the game right now, guys. I can't live without it. IT Wizard said, right? I told Damien that this weekend. If somebody was to take it away from me, or said you had to pay $500 a month for it, I'm going to pay the money for it. I'm going to pay the money for it. I don't care how much it costs. I am going to pay the money for it. Daniel Lugo says, I use it to help build out some of the outlines for the presentations I've needed to complete for interviews. 100%. Brother Ken introduced me to what you consider to be a walking deck a couple months ago. I used AI for the entire thing. Got it done in a matter of a day, less than that. And it was dope. Now I had to go on Canva and make it all beautiful and stuff like that. But absolutely, that's exactly what you use it for, Daniel Lugo. Actually, I had to do a speech on Saturday, and Copilot pretty much wrote it for me. There you go. I'm telling you, man, it's my wife. My daughter had to do a speech for her school, for a Texas History Museum, and she had to play a character that lived back into it was from Austin. I forgot her actual name right now. Like it's leaving me. But anyway, she had to say a speech as well too. So my wife, had it write her speech for a 4th grader with her vocabulary, and it wrote her a speech. And she gave it all the information, because one of the things that they had to do is kind of like when you go to a wax museum, you have to figure out how you can like activate the person. Well, that's exactly how they wanted this to be as well too. Like, how do you activate the person? So it gave suggestions on how you activate her. And one of the suggestions that it wrote back was, okay, well, if somebody, you know, because like voter stamps or whatever it is, you stamp a card and you give it to her, then that's how you activate it. And that's what she did. It was pretty dope. Yeah, it's dope, man. IT Wizard said 5 minutes, that speech was done. Whereas it would have taken him a whole day and a half of writing that speech. Like, it's insane. Jason says, healthy IT AI program Anna. Diagnosis, assessment, and treatment. Kenneth Barney says, AI built out my entire travel itinerary to Japan. No need for the travel agent we typically use. Boom, look at that. Done. Done. Don't need to use it. Don't need to use her, him. Saving all kinds of money. Now, I wish AI would. I just took my truck in today to Toyota to get some maintenance done. Got a little nice little $1,800 bill. I wish AI was able to do that for me. Do the work for me, man. Oh, gosh. AI was able to look at it, though, and say, okay, well, is this the right prices or not? That's what it was able to do. But I get it. I get it, guys. Nah, man. Guys, thank you so much for rocking me on this Monday. I told you guys I was going to get in, get out. It is 7:21 right now. We're coming up on an hour and a half. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Thank you so much for helping me get to 50,000 subs, guys. I really, really appreciate that. I never would have thought when I first started YouTube, I would be at 50,000. But then I started to get serious. Then I said I can get to 100. Then I said I can get to 200. Then I can say I can get to 1 million. We're going to get there. We're going to get to 100,000 first. I want to get to 100,000 by the end of this year. Only way we can do that, by your support, by you sharing this video, by you also making sure that you hit that like button and you share this with people that can use this information. But guys, that's all I have for you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so freaking much for your support over the years. And we're going to get back to it on Monday. Until next time, guys. Peace. IT Wizard, yeah, man. We at 50,000, bro. We making it happen, man.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading
good to see you, my man. Safe travels to Japan, brother. Safe travels, my man. You and Amber, y'all have a good time over there. Jason, have a good time, brother. I appreciate you for being here and adding up. Hey, Lugo, good to see you, my man. I actually good to get to see you like always. Long Butter, good to see you as well. Too. It's really good to see you. Stevenson, good to see you, brother. Really appreciate it, my man. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, brother David. The life of Cam was in the house. Good to see you, brother. This man just says, not the speedo way, cool boy. Yeah, man, that was him. This beat, good to see you, man.
On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.